We are live with the man, the myth, the legend, David Scott Peters, who's having an amazing event that independent restaurant owners need to get their butts to. In just a few weeks, we're going to talk about it in a few minutes. See, everybody should be punched that doesn't come to the event. That's just how I feel.
I appreciate that. I like to think that it's life-changing, and I have proof for it. But you got to be ready for the message. Like, it's not for everybody. You've got to be ready for change. You got to be willing to learn. Understand that you don't know what you don't know, so you've got to go learn. To be in a room full of the restaurant owners and their managers and implementers to share with each other. I mean, you can come away from this seminar with everything you need to make incredible change in your life, to actually have a life, have managers know their job, and make money. But you got to be ready for the message. I can't stress that enough.
Yeah.
If a lot of people out there think they know everything, I don't. I learn every single day, and I've been coaching for 20 years.
So for the audience out there that maybe lives under a rock and doesn't know the number one restaurant guy in the country, it's David Scott Peters. He's having an event, Las Vegas. By the way, bottom of the screen, you can see it scrolling, mattplapp.live/DSP. Pretty tricky. David Scott Peters. Look at that. We got it. You're going to go there. You can register to win. We're giving the trip away this Friday. We're going to do a live broadcast. We ought to have you live too. I got to look at that. We didn't talk about that.
I could be on an airplane on my way to Boston. So let's see how that works.
Well, we're going to draw the winner Friday regardless. And the winner is going to get their airfare tickets. I think there's a cap of $600 or something on there. Let me see what I'll read off what the winner gets. 2 tickets. You get tickets to the seminar. You get 2 round trip airfare tickets, up to $500 per ticket. So it's $1,000. That should get you there from wherever the hell you're coming from. 2-night stay at the South Point Casino Resort. I believe we actually did 3 nights though, because I was like, well, 2 nights, the event's 2 days, you need 3 nights, but I got that booked. And then $500 cash. So it's a pretty damn good value, and we're going to draw that. And if you go ahead and register and you don't win, you can still register in the meantime, but DSP would refund you if you happen to win. But this event's amazing. And I'm just going to tell this and let David Scott Peters talk about the event, which I believe the dates are 17th and 18th, right? May
17th, 18th.
Because we're going to arrive on the 16th. We're going to leave on the 19th. My birthday is May 17th. So I thought when you said you were having an event in Vegas, you were like, it was my birthday, but apparently there's some restaurant training as well.
So I guess I'm a little selfish.
So how I know this shit really, really, really works. I'm going to tell you a quick story that I'm going to turn it over to David Scott Peters. We're going to talk about it. So last May, June, I think it might have been June, my son Cole had lacrosse matches. He had a lacrosse tournament in Nashville, Tennessee. He had a lacrosse tournament in Columbus, Ohio. I always tell my team when I'm traveling, hey, hit me up with somebody I need to stop by, shake their hand, tell them thank you for doing business with us, because I don't know every client. I know the majority of them, but not everyone. I was given 2 people. I was given this restaurant I won't name in Nashville, and I was given Avery from Little Italy. So I go on the Friday to the place in Nashville. I get there. My wife's used to it. Like, we go in there. She's like, I'm not waiting all damn night. This place better not suck. And I'm like, it doesn't. They told me it's good. Food was good. Atmosphere was good. The restaurant wasn't that busy. And we waited 2 hours. All I wanted to do was shake the hand of the guy. He couldn't get out of the kitchen, which blew me away. But I'm like, whatever. My wife's like, we're out. The next week, she's like, if you're doing this shit to me again, we're in and out. We ain't waiting 2 hours, homie. We're going to eat and get out. So we get to Little Italy. Avery has a table reserved for us. I'm like, oh, it's pretty cool. We sit down. He goes, do you mind if I join you? Join us for what? He's like, dinner. I'm like, don't you have to work? He's like, no, I actually don't. Long story short, he sat, ate with us for 45 minutes. We had a great conversation. He never got bugged. And at the end of the conversation, he goes, oh, by the way, I owe this to you. And I'm like, the hell did I do? I'm a marketing guy. He said, well, you sent me David Scott Peters' book a while back. I don't think I've told you guys this. You sent me the book. I read it. I watched all his YouTube videos. I then enrolled in his program. And here I am 3 months after this book reading. I'm working like 4 hours a week on the line. Before, I was working every damn day, all damn night. But put that in perspective. At the time, 30 to 40 seat mom and pop pizza restaurant, Friday night, 7 o'clock. The owner is eating with me, and he thanks the DSP. So, David, talk about what this event's all about and what you're going to help restaurants take away from it.
Well, I want people to understand that it is called Restaurant Transformation Seminar for a reason. It is really allowing you to change your life. And what do I mean by that? I don't don't throw that out lightly. I've been coaching independent restaurant owners for 20 years now. And I can tell you that through those years and journeys, I've learned an awful lot. I especially have learned what you really want and desire. And that is what I call restaurant prosperity, freedom from your restaurant and the financial freedom you deserve. Because what I learned is over the years, when I try to work with you systems and get you to put systems in place and work your numbers and systems and prime cost, that it was an arduous process. It was heavy lifting to get an owner to do the work. Well, one of the things, the way the seminar is set up is I want you to bring somebody with you for free. So it's $1,000 for you and a guest. So it's really $500 a seat, but I do this on purpose. Any additional seats are only $500. Why? Because you've got to come here with somebody. If you're an owner and you show up by yourself, you're already in a deficit because you're going to come home like you're on crack. And everybody's like, oh my God, they went to another seminar. What's the new thing they want to do? And everybody says, no, no, no. And the no birds win. And you say, I tried, David. I tried so hard to get people to use the systems, but I can't get them to do it. And all of a sudden, it's this self-fulfilling prophecy, and we become a prisoner to our business. Well, restaurant prosperity, again, is freedom from your restaurant and the financial freedom you deserve. And this program has really taught me, after writing my book and putting this program together in my group coaching program, all the best of all those things now fall into this seminar. And it allows people to, one, put systems in place that your managers know what their job is, how to do it, how well it should be done, more important by when. Beat the national average of 5 to 8% profit margin that the NRA says is typical for a restaurant. I want you 15 to 20%. But more importantly, to be able to have 2 days off in a row every single week, to work strategically on your business, to be off the line, knowing things are getting done your way when you're there, but especially when you're not. That's really the summary of it, is getting your life back because you've got systems that would allow you to impose your will without being there. You've got team members you can hold accountable to ensure things are getting done your way. And life is just so much smoother, as Avery is an example, who grew up in the business with his grandparents and his parents. And when I met him, he was working the line like Friday, Saturday night. There's no way in hell anybody else could work the ovens on the pizza side of his business. Nobody could possibly do it. He had a dough roller, a guy that was with him for like a decade, and he was a pain in his ass, but he was the only guy that could roll fucking dough, excuse my French. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And through the change of putting systems in, managers helping him, and more importantly, somebody I call an implementer we can talk about later, he was able to pull himself completely out of the restaurant. And to a point where, as you know, because you got to visit, and I'm jealous I didn't get to go, he was able to take his restaurant and move it into a brand new facility that is, the kitchen alone is 3 times bigger than the whole restaurant, what it was. And he has quadrupled his sales with your help, my help, but more importantly, him taking action. And like everybody else, he got sucked back in because he was understaffed, because sales were coming in much higher than he expected. And in a few months' time, he's back to a point where he's in there 1 day a week. Otherwise, he's working strategically on his business and really growing it. And that's what the seminar is about, is that kind of journey to truly change your life.
You know, I've been dealing with entrepreneurs since the 90s. When I got out of college, I've sold radio advertising. My mom and dad were entrepreneurs their whole life. And the big thing that we all want, I mean, we're crazy to go on this journey to begin with. You, me, all these restaurant owners, there's a lot easier way to make money and pay the bills. But we all want to do something a little different, make a little more money, but we also want freedom. And, you know, that's the cool thing about it. And I've been through these cycles in my business growing where I've had a shitload of freedom. I've had no freedom. I've had a lot of freedom. I've had no freedom. I'm fortunate that I'm in a pretty long streak right now where I have a lot of freedom. The only freedom I take away from myself is what I do to grow. And it's unique, but it's also like that story I told in the beginning was no BS. 2 restaurants, 2 weeks in a row, one that seats 40 people, that's booming, that's crack-a-lacking, pizzas everywhere, and the dude sits down with me. The other one, the guy can't even get out of the kitchen to simply say hi, the professional thing to do. And that's what really hit me with it. And when I went to your event, I've seen a lot of people speak. I've got a bookshelf of, I think it's 128 restaurant books.
Wow.
There's one restaurant book on my desk. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 marketing books that I keep, that I always read. And I talk to people about, I try and get my clients to read. This is the only restaurant one. And there's a reason. When I went to your event, I was blown away. I mean, I've been to all the shows. I've seen all the speakers. I've heard, I mean, the marketing ones are just cringy. I mean, they're talking about like they're in a freaking DeLorean talking about marketing from 1984. But when I saw your first one, I believe the first time I ever saw you speak in person was Kiwa Island with Cisco.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, damn, I knew this dude knew his shit, but like he really knows his shit. And then I watched it and I started like stealing stuff from you. And I'm like, okay, I got to do that. I got to do that. That's why I went and worked at Rapid Fire Pizza for 3 months to maybe get a better understanding of what a restaurateur goes through. But when I went to your event back in November, myself, Luis, Peter, and my dad went,
right.
I was blown away. And the conversations I had, what surprised me more than anything, and this isn't a knock on the people there by any means, but like the stuff you were saying in the seminar resonated with me because I understood it. When we had a boat dealership, when we got the boat for $30,000, I knew what I had to mark it up to. And when I was talking to people at your event, like you're talking about this from stage, about menu pricing and about recipe costing cards, actually accurate, up-to-date recipe costing cards.
Amen.
I'm talking to people and they're like, yeah, we haven't done that in 5 years. And I'm like, what? And they're like, one guy's like, I'm ashamed. Like, I know DSP stuff. I went through it a long time ago. I believe in all of it. I guess I just took my eye off the ball. The last 3 years has been tough. The year before that, I got comfortable. Now here I am. I'm doing it again. And so that was a cool thing. And then to hear all of the people's information about the event and what we need to do, I think I'm going to go to my page. Is there a link to your event on there? Yeah, there is. So if you scroll down to the bottom of that page, it's on the screen, mattplapp.live/DSP. There is a link to David's page that's got information on the event. It's got testimonials. It's got all sorts of stuff on there that you really need to go and check out, because I took away a lot of notes and I put things in place in my business because of you. And it wasn't even a restaurant marketing seminar. It was how to run a damn restaurant.
Right. Well, it's business principles. And I think if we go back to where we started this, you said, okay, I've got these two owners and one created a prison for themselves. And quite honestly, Avery had done the same thing.
Yep.
The difference is Avery said, I need to change. Like, you have to be at a point in time. This is where we start off. I said, what I do is not right for everybody, because I can't force you to want to do this stuff. I suck. I create work, just to be clear. And sitting in my room, like there's system after system after system. And I give you the damn system. I'll give you the freaking spreadsheet and the how-to video and all the things that you need to change. But you got to go home and you got to create a plan and actually put this shit into place, because it's not magic. I suck. I create work. And all of a sudden you think back and say, oh, well, there's work. Well, wait a second. When you opened your restaurant, did you think, boy, I can't wait to create a prison for myself. I can't wait to be the only one who can fricking do a thing in my restaurant. I'm God's gift to the restaurant. I'm so looking forward to that. Or did you think, man, I'm going to open this restaurant. I'm going to create a financial future for me and my family. I'm going to have the time to do what I want. I'm going to travel. I'm going to be the owner of this business. Man, it's going to be wonderful. And that was your dream. The sad reality is that is actually what you can do, but most don't.
Yep.
Most restaurant owners think, hey man, I've got to work down. I've got to do my server's job. I got to do my cook's job. I got to do my host job. I got to do my delivery driver's job, my cashier's job. I have to get in there and save $15 an hour to lose thousands upon thousands upon thousands, because what I'm doing is working down. What I've got to learn as an owner is to work up, to work on budgets, marketing, lead the team, develop your managers, hold them accountable, work strategically, and lead your business forward. That's where you are truly the most valuable in your business, which means that when you come to my seminar, you bring somebody with you. This is somebody who could potentially be what I call your implementer, someone who gets shit done. Yep. Because restaurant owner, I am not going to get you to do the work. You're not going to do it. I call us all owners of businesses, ADHD restaurant owners or business owners. We want the shiny object. Oh, it's the next new thing. I want to work on marketing. I want to work on the next menu. Let's open another location. And we take our eye off the little shit that needs to be the same every single day. And the consistency part of the restaurant, from Restaurant 101 to checklists and cash controls to all the systems that I teach, because we think, man, that's boring. Yep. We're going to take a pencil and stab ourselves in the eye with it, be like, oh, I don't want to do the same thing every single day. So guess what you need? An implementer. And this implementer is a very special person in your business. There's somebody who buys into you, your dream, and your business. Yep. They fit your company culture. That's critical. They want to learn. Like there's somebody who's like thankful for the opportunity. It's not that longtime GM or chef that has worked 30 years in the business and you bring them in and think, oh, fix it. And they're like, well, I'm God's gift to the restaurant world. You owe me. No, no, no. This is that young person who says, man, I want to learn more. I want to do more. And they're thankful for the opportunity. They can learn and they can start and finish a project. They're linear. Like they don't do all the XYZ. They go straight. You say they're going to do it. They do it. They're willing to train others and able to train others. And more importantly, with your help, hold people accountable. Because without accountability, nothing gets done. Doesn't matter what you learn. Doesn't matter what you bring home. And that's important. That's the key to you having freedom. That's key to you having a life. It's key to you making money in your business versus struggling.
Yeah. Love it. And to put it in kind of context, if you're a restaurant owner, when you're watching this video about this event, I went to it and I spoke at the last one. I'm speaking at this one. But I honestly went there to watch the event. I took notes. I put things in place at my business, and I'm spending, I don't know, between the giveaway and between us traveling out there with our crew, probably $5,000 to $7,000. Ask yourself, if some dumbass marketing guy thinks this stuff is that important that I want to take it in to give back to our customers, it's probably 100 times more valuable to you, a restaurant owner. And it's what's going to get your business to the next place. Because if there's one thing that I am strongly a believer in, is that as adults, we continually ignore education and we forget about coaches and teachers. We go to elementary school, we go to middle school, we go to high school. Some of us go to college, we go to culinary school. And then all of a sudden from 25 to 70, we're geniuses. And that was, thank goodness, what I found. Billie Jean Shaw out in California back in 2016 was my first coach. Then it went to Chris Patterson. Now it's Josh Nelson the last 3 years. You need somebody on your side that's not only been there, done that, but also helped hundreds of other people just like you accomplish the exact same tasks to the problems that everybody has, because everybody's got the exact same ones for the most part.
Well, I think you bring up a great point about coaches. I'm working with somebody right now, and every year I may switch what coach I'm working with for what I'm trying to work on my business. And it's for a couple reasons. One is I don't know what I don't know. So I'd rather work with somebody who's already made the dumbass mistakes that I don't want to make because they all cost me money, and can guide me and hold me accountable. Because as an entrepreneur, who the hell holds us accountable?
Yep.
Nobody. So I need that. Well, I proved it, as you and I know, is I was a high school rower, a scholarship athlete, went to Northeastern University, D1 rower, and then took 32 years off. Found my way back to the sport about a year and a half ago, and I've dropped 30 plus pounds. I'm competing again. I'm winning medals. I'm out in the lake at 5 a.m. 6 days a week, bought a single. Like, I'm truly committed. Well, what was the difference between the 30 years in between where I'd get in shape and get out of shape, get in shape, get out of shape, and so on, is a coach.
Yep.
Like, I belong to a rowing club, which means I have to show up. I've got people depending on me to row in the other boats, but I've got a coach that tells me what the hell I'm supposed to do today. I don't have to think, man, do I want to work out today? What's the workout going to be? I just show up. Yep. And I do. And I've got somebody who tells me what I'm doing wrong in the boat. I've got somebody who helps me, doesn't treat me like a baby, like, David, get your hands up there, drop that blade in the water, like, is on my ass. But it's fantastic because I accelerate my growth.
Yep.
Well, it's no different in my business life when I have a coach and I say, hey, I'm struggling with how do I, for me, it's how do I find restaurant owners and so on. It's very niche market and leads. And well, here's how you structure videos. Here's how you put out content. Here's what you do. And those things all help. And I don't have to think about making another mistake that costs me money or demotivates me and stops me dead in my tracks. So guess what I do for restaurant owners? That exact same thing. I've been in this business for 30 plus years. I'm probably getting close to 40. 20 of them have literally been coaching independent restaurant owners just like you, yep, implementing systems to make change. And what I've seen over the years just is mind-blowing, to a point where I want everybody to understand. My old company, my business partner bought me out. It used to be called therestaurantexpert.com, and I was the restaurant expert. You got to have pretty big stones to walk around and call yourself the restaurant expert. Yeah. But I want to be clear. There's no restaurant expert certification. There's no restaurant expert university. There's no, like, one morning I woke up and said, I'm a freaking expert. But I am. But if I look 20 years ago, I'd laugh at myself because you don't know shit, dude.
Yep.
With all the thousands of data points and all the situations, and I've literally worked with thousands of restaurant owners and managers over the 20 years. I've learned so much that it becomes so easy for me to say, I call bullshit and here's the solution. Let's get it done. And I will be your biggest coach. I will be your biggest fan. I will coddle you. I will hug you to death. But I'll also take a 2x4 to your head and say, stop doing the dumbass thing. Don't feed me another excuse. So what that does is it says, here's the proven system to follow. I'm going to teach you how to use the damn system. Now let's make sure you're using it.
Yep.
And that, you can't help but get results.
Yep.
But you got to want it.
Got to want it. Well, I want everybody to be there. We'll sign off. It's May 17th. It's 18th. It's in Las Vegas. It's at a cool venue. It's a great place, a great time. Go to mattplapp.live/DSP. You can register to win a trip there. We're going to give it away this Friday so we can get the airfare booked. I'm going to hand you your cash out there. The reservation for the hotel is already booked. But everybody else, there's going to be one winner. But there's actually going to be a shitload of winners because anybody goes to the event's a winner because you're going to walk away with a lot more in your pocket than the measly 500 cash I'm going to give somebody.
And let me be clear. Register to win, but register for the seminar. If you win, I'm going to refund you.
Yep.
It's that simple. Like,
Yep.
don't wait and go, well, if I'm lucky enough to win, then I'm lucky
Yep.
enough to go. Like, you need to make a commitment. This
Yep.
is what you want to do. And
Yep.
if so, maybe you'll be lucky enough to be his guest.
Yep. So go ahead and click that button. Go to the website. There's an event on there to find out the information on the event, about it, testimonials, and then register for the damn event. Let's have a great time. I can't wait to go to Las Vegas here in a month, celebrate my birthday. Can't wait to hang out with David Scott Peters, but I also can't wait to hang out with a large group of independent restaurant owners. We're all on the same path to find more freedom. DSP, thank you, sir.
Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you and look forward to see everybody in Las Vegas real soon.
Hell yeah.